Carl Jung once stated that the scariest thing for a narcissist is not your rage, but your lack of interest. By the time this video ends, you will see exactly why that idea changes everything about how you view toxic relationships. If you have ever been caught in a narcissist trap, you know the feeling of being totally worn out, lied to, and doubting your own mind. However, there is something most people miss that Jung found through many years of looking into the human spirit. A specific point arrives when the balance of power flips completely. The narcissist often senses it before you do. Today, I am going to share the 7 mental signs that show you have not just survived a narcissist, but actually won. The surprising part is that you might not even know you have succeeded, but they certainly do. Stay tuned because the 5th sign will totally change how you look at your own recovery. And the 7th sign is the one that causes a narcissist to have a total mental breakdown. The first sign is that your quietness becomes their biggest fear. Jung found that narcissists live on what he described as emotional feeding. They truly need your feelings to keep their sense of self alive. But when you finally reach a state of mental distance, something amazing happens. Your quietness is not a game or a way to punish them. That would be manipulation. This is different. This is about becoming your own person. You grow so steady on your own that you no longer feel the need to explain or defend yourself to anyone. The hard truth Jung knew is that narcissists cannot control silence. They cannot understand it, rule it, or change it. Your quietness creates a mental empty space that they are unable to fill. The second sign is that their helpers start to leave them. Jung believed that narcissists surround themselves with people who act like small moons, circling their fake world. These are the enablers who once trusted their side of the story. But Jung found that when you reach true mental freedom, these people naturally start to move away. This happens because you are no longer providing the conflict that keeps them around. Others begin to see the mistakes and notice that trouble follows the narcissist everywhere. They see that you were never the issue. Jung called this a shared waking up. When a group of people all see through the mask at once, the narcissist watches their support system fall apart and realizes you have become someone they can no longer touch. The third sign is that they start to copy your path to getting better. This part of Jung's study is very interesting. He found that narcissists use empty imitation. They can mimic how someone acts, but they cannot truly change who they are. When they see you getting healthy and growing stronger, they start to worry. Suddenly, they are talking about fixing themselves, going to therapy, or finding peace. But Jung told us to look closer. He said the narcissist's version of this lacks the real struggle that creates actual growth. While you have been doing the hard internal work of facing your own shadows, they have just been putting on a show. They are trying to match your peace. But you cannot fake real mental progress. They are not copying you to get better. They are copying you because they see you have become free in a way they never can be. The fourth sign is that their attempts to pull you back fail completely. Jung said the most desperate move a narcissist makes is trying to suck you back into their life. They will try every trick, including fake sorries, old memories, or sudden claims of love. But when you have reached true mental independence, these tricks do not just fail. You don't even notice them. You see right through the act because you have built up a mental shield. You do not get angry. You do not feel hopeful, and you do not even feel glad. You feel nothing at all. That lack of feeling is the most powerful thing. Jung said that being ignored is what a narcissist fears most because it means they are no longer a part of your world. When they realize they have no power over you, they go through a total collapse. The fifth sign is that they become mentally invisible to you. Jung believed the biggest win over a narcissist is not beating them in a fight, but reaching a point where they simply do not matter to you anymore. You aren't thinking about them or even trying to avoid them on purpose. They have just faded out of your mind. They can feel this loss of importance, and it makes them act out. Jung found that narcissists have a strange way of sensing when they no longer take up space in someone's thoughts. They feel their own lack of meaning, which creates a deep terror inside them. They might try to cause more drama or force you to notice them, but the harder they try, the more obvious it is that they have lost. You have gained total mental freedom. The sixth sign is that their lies about you turn into background noise. Jung said that when a narcissist loses their grip, they turn to social attacks, trying to ruin your name to protect their fake image. But he discovered that once you are truly healed, these lies lose their power. People stop listening and start to realize the narcissist is always the one in the middle of the mess. This is another shared waking up where everyone sees the truth at the same time. The most incredible part is that you aren't even trying to defend yourself, you are just living your life. That real peace is much louder than any lie they could tell. Jung said that the truth does not need to be defended because it stands on its own. Their lies about you fail in a big way because people can feel the desperation behind them. They see you doing well in quiet peace while the narcissist is just shouting into an empty room. This leads to the seventh sign, which is the final blow that Jung said causes a total narcissistic breakdown. The seventh sign is that they go through what Jung called a mental death. This is the most important discovery Jung made about these people. Their whole sense of who they are depends on their power to rule and trick others. When they lose that power entirely, their fake identity falls apart. Jung understood that narcissists do not have a real self. They only have a built identity made of lies and control. When you become totally safe from their tricks, you are not just winning. You are causing their fake personality to crumble. They might become unstable, frantic, or even risky because they are feeling a deep panic. They are terrified because without the ability to control you, they do not know who they are. The wonderful part that Jung found is that your recovery does more than just set you free. It shows everyone who the narcissist really is. This does not happen because of a desire for revenge, but simply because real healing creates a light that makes the truth easy to see. Jung's final thought on these relationships was that the narcissist's biggest fear is not your hate, but your health. This is because your healing proves that every bad thing they said about you was a lie. When you show these 7 signs, you have gone beyond just surviving the narcissist. You have reached a state of being your own master, completely free from their distorted world. The best part is that you probably did not even notice you were winning. You were simply focused on getting better, growing, and becoming the person you were meant to be. That is the true success Jung discovered. Real freedom is not about fighting the narcissist. It is about becoming so truly yourself that they no longer exist in your mind. The narcissist knows they have lost, even if you do not see it yet, but now you know it too. And that understanding is the final step to your total mental freedom. Thank you for staying with me to explore these ideas. If you found this helpful, please remember to follow the channel and share this video with someone else who might need to hear it. Once you understand these 7 signs, the focus shifts from what the narcissist is doing to what you are building. Jung believed that the final stage of this journey is not just walking away, but moving toward your true self. He called this process becoming whole. For a long time, the narcissist tried to make you believe that you were broken or that you needed them to function. They wanted you to stay in a state of confusion so they could remain in charge. But as you step into your own power, you realize that the energy you used to spend on the conflict can now be used for your own dreams. This is the moment when the narcissist becomes a ghost of the past rather than a force in your present. You stop looking for their approval and start trusting your own gut feelings again. This transition is often quiet. It doesn't happen with a loud argument or a big confrontation. Instead, it happens on a random Tuesday when you realize you haven't thought about them all day. Jung pointed out that our greatest growth often comes from our deepest pain. The narcissist was a difficult teacher, but through that struggle, you developed a level of strength that most people never have to find. You learned how to spot lies, how to protect your peace, and how to stand alone without being lonely. This strength is now a permanent part of you. The narcissist may try to find someone else to control, but they can never take back the wisdom you gained. You are now the author of your own story, and the chapter involving them has officially closed. The most important thing to remember is that you do not owe the narcissist a front row seat to your new life. Sometimes people feel guilty for moving on so completely, but Jung would say that this is the natural order of life. Your only responsibility is to your own growth and well-being. By staying healthy and staying happy, you are doing the one thing the narcissist can never understand, living a life based on truth. As you move forward, keep your eyes on your own path. The more you focus on your own light, the further the shadows of the past fall behind you. You have already won the hardest battle by choosing yourself. Now you get to enjoy the peace that comes with that choice. After understanding the signs of victory, you might wonder what happens next in your life. Carl Jung believed that once you are free from a toxic person, you enter a stage of self-discovery. This part of the journey is not about the narcissist at all. It is about finding the parts of yourself that you had to hide just to survive. Jung taught that we all have a true self that gets buried under the expectations and fears of others. When you stop reacting to the narcissist, you finally have the space to listen to your own heart. This is when you start to rebuild your life on your own terms. You begin to notice what you actually like, what makes you feel safe, and what goals you want to chase without anyone pulling you back. This process is what Jung called becoming a complete person. It is a slow and steady walk toward inner peace. You might find that your hobbies change, your friendships get deeper, and your mind feels much lighter. The heavy weight of the narcissist's drama is gone, and in its place is a sense of calm. You no longer wake up wondering what mood someone else will be in. Instead, you wake up wondering what you want to do with your day. This shift is the ultimate sign that you have healed. You have moved from a place of fear to a place of power. Jung suggested that this inner strength is the most valuable thing a human can own because it cannot be taken away by anyone else. The narcissist will likely continue their cycle with someone else, but that no longer concerns you. You have learned the patterns and the red flags, which makes you a person who cannot be fooled again. You have turned your pain into a shield and your confusion into wisdom. This next chapter of your life is about staying true to yourself. It is about setting boundaries that you actually keep and surrounding yourself with people who value the real you. Jung believed that the goal of life is to become the person you were always meant to be before the world told you who to be. By letting go of the narcissist, you have finally given yourself permission to start that beautiful journey. Move from a place of darkness into a life of clarity. The narcissist is now just a distant memory, a shadow that has no power over the person you have become. You are free, you are whole, and you are finally home within yourself. This stage of your progress is about finding a deep sense of balance that Carl Jung called the union of opposites. When you were under the control of a narcissist, your life was a series of highs and lows, constant chaos, and extreme emotions. Now you are entering a time of steady calm. You are learning that you can be both kind and firm, or gentle and strong. You no longer have to pick just one side of yourself to please someone else. Jung believed that a healthy person is someone who can hold all these different parts of their personality together in a peaceful way. You are finally allowed to be a complex, real human being instead of a character in someone else's drama. As you continue to walk this path, you will notice that your relationships with other people begin to change for the better. Because you have done the work to understand your own mind, you naturally attract people who are also honest and healthy. You are no longer drawn to the excitement of a roller coaster relationship because you have found that peace is much more rewarding. Jung noted that what we carry inside ourselves is what we see in the world around us. Because you have found peace inside, you will start to see more opportunities for peace and joy in your daily life. You are building a foundation that is so solid that no amount of outside pressure can crack it. The final lesson from Jung's perspective is that you are never truly finished growing. While the narcissist is trapped in a loop of the same mistakes, you are moving upward in a spiral of constant improvement. Every challenge you faced has become a tool you can use to build a better future. You can look back at the person you were when the relationship started and see how much you have evolved. You are not just back to your old self. You are a new, upgraded version of yourself. You have turned a painful ending into a beautiful beginning. This is your life now, quiet, meaningful, and completely under your own control. You have stepped out of the shadow and into the sun. This part of your evolution focuses on what Carl Jung called the realization of the collective. When you were with a narcissist, you felt like you were on a lonely island, cut off from everyone else, and trapped in a private nightmare. But as you heal, you begin to see that your story is part of a much larger human experience. You realize that you are not alone, and that the struggle between truth and manipulation is something many have faced throughout history. Jung believed that when we share our healing, we help heal the world around us. Your recovery becomes a form of quiet activism. By simply existing as a healthy, happy person, you provide proof to others that it is possible to break the cycle of abuse and reclaim your life. As you move even further into this freedom, you develop what Jung described as psychological resilience. This is the ability to walk through the world with an open heart but a protected spirit. You no longer have to build thick walls to keep people out because you have developed the wisdom to know who belongs in your inner circle. You have learned that your energy is a precious resource, and you are the only one who gets to decide how it is spent. This sense of ownership over your own life is the ultimate reward for the work you have done. You have moved past the need for revenge because you realize that your success and your peace are the only responses that truly matter. The narcissist may still be out there repeating their patterns, but they are now like a character from a movie you saw a long time ago. The details are fading and the emotional sting is gone. Jung noted that the goal of the human journey is to arrive at a place of self-acceptance. You have accepted your past, you have accepted your strength, and you have accepted your future. You are no longer defined by what happened to you, but by how you chose to rise above it. This is the final step of the script. The moment you stop being a survivor and simply start being yourself, you are the master of your own mind, the owner of your own heart, and the creator of your own happiness. The final stage of this journey is about moving into a state of total clarity. Carl Jung believed that the ultimate goal of the human experience is to reach a level of consciousness where you are no longer a slave to your past. When you were tied to a narcissist, your mind was filled with their voice, their rules, and their fears. Now that space is being filled with your own thoughts and your own truth. You are moving into what Jung called a life of meaning. You start to see that the time you lost wasn't actually wasted. It was the training ground that made you the deep and wise person you are today. You are now capable of a type of happiness that is grounded in reality rather than a fake dream. This new chapter is marked by a deep sense of calm that others will notice without you saying a word. Jung taught that our internal world eventually shapes our external world. Because you have cleaned out the mental clutter left by the narcissist, your life begins to feel organized and purposeful. You find that you have more energy for your work, your hobbies, and the people who truly love you. You are no longer waiting for the other shoe to drop or looking over your shoulder. You have developed a sense of inner security that is not based on what others think of you, but on the fact that you survived the worst and came out stronger. This is the definition of psychological victory. As you finish this process, you realize that the narcissist's greatest failure was their inability to break your spirit. They tried to turn you into a reflection of their own darkness, but instead, they forced you to find your own light. Jung's work shows us that the most beautiful souls are often those who have walked through the fire and refused to be consumed by it. You are now standing on the other side of that fire. You can look back at the relationship not with pain, but with the quiet understanding that it was a bridge to the person you were always meant to become. Your journey is a testament to the power of the human heart to heal and the human mind to stay free. You are the hero of your own life, and the story ahead of you is yours to write. This final phase of your transformation is what Carl Jung called the stage of psychological sovereignty. It is the moment when you realize that you are the sole ruler of your own mind and heart. For a long time, the narcissist tried to act like an occupying force, setting the rules and telling you what to believe about yourself. Now that you have evicted them, you are busy rebuilding your own inner kingdom. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about a total change in how you exist. Jung believed that once a person reaches this level of self-ownership, they become impossible to enslave again. You have seen the tricks, you have understood the patterns, and you have outgrown the trap. In this space of freedom, you start to experience what Jung called synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that happen when you are finally on the right path. Because you are no longer wasting your life trying to fix a broken person, you are suddenly available for the good things that want to find you. You notice that you meet the right people at the right time, and that doors begin to open where there used to be walls. This happens because your energy is no longer tied up in a war. You are now moving with the flow of your own life instead of fighting against someone else's lies. This ease of living is the ultimate reward for the hard work of healing.